see that piece of shit in the paper yesterday?
No, go on, mate.
That Bellfield.
Oh, Levi Bellfield.
Dirty, rotten bastard, mate.
What's happened, mate?
Well, they don't call him Bellfield no more. He's turned into a Muslim, isn't he? Yusuf Rahim.
Right, okay.
What's upset me, mate? You know how I've done my bird for all these years?
Yeah.
30-odd years of my sentence has been spent in solitary isolation, punishment blocks, dungeons, closed visits. I couldn't even smell my visitors, let alone touch them. Anyway, this piece of shit was on a visit up in Franklin Prison with a woman kissing and cuddling her and groping her. And it's right upset me, mate, because people like Bellfield, they're monsters, mate. Evil monsters. Look what he done to little Millie Downer. Caved her head in. Raped her. He's a serial killer. Now, what sort of woman can go on a visit with a monster like him and let him kiss and cuddle her and put his hand up her skirt? It's just not fucking normal, Steve. Now, that woman is an absolute disgrace to all women. How can a woman be in the same room as Bellfield? People don't understand, mate. It's an absolute fucking disgrace. He's a serial killer. Now, you know that Michael Stone? Do you remember Michael Stone?
I do, mate, yeah.
Right. The Lynn and Megan Russell murders.
Yeah.
They got their heads smashed in with an hammer. Now, I know Michael Stone. Now, the word has it, this fucking piece of shit, he done that. He done that murder. That Michael Stone. See Michael Stone? All these years he's been in prison. Not one day of it has he been on a protection wing. Right? And the reason he ain't been on a protection wing, because he claims he's innocent of them murders. And I believe he is. Now, this piece of shit, from the day he's sentenced 20 years ago, this Bellfield, he's been on the protection wings. He's not just a murdering bastard. He's a coward. Because he couldn't go on a normal location wing. He'd be served up. Like the Ripper. He'd never gone on normal location. Ian Huntley's, people like that. Now, this Bellfield, he's always on protection. He's on wings with cop killers, grouses, baby killers, people like Ian Huntley and the Yorkshire Ripper. That's his friends. And he goes on a visit, an open visit, groping a bird and kissing and cuddling her. Do you know how that makes me feel, Steve?
Angry.
Angry, frustrated, bitter. And my life, I've been fighting this system all my fucking life. And I've got to read shit like that in the paper.
What do you think should happen, Charlie?
Well, first of all, people like Bellfield, there's only one sentence for them, mate. Put a noose round their neck and hang them. Because you can go on about rehabilitation all day long. How do you rehabilitate a monster? And what's the point of rehabilitating people that are never ever going to see daylight or get out again? It's a waste of time, waste of space. Hang them. They're no fucking good to anybody. Now just imagine that, right? You're a father, right?
Yeah.
Just imagine that. Millie Downer's parents hearing about him kissing and cuddling on a visit. How do you think they must feel?
Sickened.
Sickened. That man, that monster, should never be on an open visit. All his life he should be isolated and put on closed visits. I'm going to give you a little story now. This is a fact of life. My best mate, Ray Williams, God bless him, he's no longer around. Me and Ray goes back over 50 odd years. Lovely, lovely man he was. Wonderful man. He came up to see me once in Wakefield. Now all my visits in Wakefield was in a cage. It's like going to London Zoo. Anyway, he's come over. A couple of screws have brought him over. And I could see he was upset. I could tell by his eyes, you know. I said, "What's up, mate?" He said, "I'll tell you what's up. I've just come through the visiting room. I've just seen that Ian Huntley sitting there with two teenage girls visiting him. And I was going to go over and fucking knock him out. And the screw grabbed my arm. Said, don't do it, Ray. If you do it, mate, you're going to be banned. You would never get in here this jail again to see Charlie, you know." Anyway, the screw was there who grabbed his arm, and he said, yeah. He said he was going to chin him, Charlie. I said, "Oh, well, thanks for grabbing his arm anyway." Anyway, Ray was fuming. And the reason he was fuming, he's come up to visit me. And he sees me in a cage. I'm not allowed in the visiting room. And he's got to walk through that visiting room, seeing Ian Huntley sitting there with two teenage girls. And wasn't long before that he killed them two little girls outside. You know, we go back a few years here.
Yeah.
And the thought that Ian Huntley could be in an open visiting room with two teenage girls visiting him, and my mate has got to see me in a fucking cage. Now, this is what the British public need to know. Things like this, because it's an absolute disgrace.
Why do you think that is the case with the prison system?
Well, because people like Huntley they're probably no danger to the system because they're cowards. They're only good at raping and murdering and torturing little kids and women. In prison, they're like little hamsters. And let me tell you, I've spoken to many women officers, prison officers, and when they work on them monster wings, they tell me when they open the lights of their doors, the Huntley doors, this fat piece of shit's door, their skin crawls. They start itching because they're opening the doors of monsters, mate. Fucking monsters. And I feel sorry for them. Now, imagine the screws up in Franklin. Now, you're up that way. You know what the Geordies are like. They're tough people, mate. They like a fucking rat. Imagine the screws sitting in a visit room and watching the likes of this fat piece of shit kissing and cuddling a woman. When they know what he's done. I just can't believe it, Steve, how a woman could fucking allow that to happen.
Was the woman named?
No, she wasn't named. Just said she's over 40. People want to find out who she is and expose her because she's a disgrace. An absolute disgrace. And I'll tell you one great thing that did come out of Franklin Prison, right? See that COVID?
Yeah.
Right. Everyone's suffered and everything over that COVID, but one good thing come out of that COVID, it fucking killed the Yorkshire Ripper, Peter Sutcliffe. And to me, I think that's blinding, that's brilliant. All the screws up there had a party over that, you know.
I know, fantastic. So
they had a fucking party over that. Anyway, that's my little moan of the day, but I'm telling you now, Steve, people need to open their eyes, mate, see what's going on. And now do you see why I've got to get out of prison?
We're sitting here in March 2022. What's the latest?
I've got me jam roll coming up
very
soon. Now.
What's the latest? What's the latest?
It's looking good. All my reports are excellent. It's looking good, it really is. I'm closer now to getting out than I had been in 30 odd years.
When's the parole hearing set for at the moment?
Well, up to now, there's not a date, but it's looking like June, July.
Okay, and will it be outside or will it be inside?
It's going to be a public hearing, it'll be outside. And all the media are coming there, all my friends, all the public. And this system's going to be exposed, mate. I'm the first man in the British Isles United Kingdom, to have a public parole hearing.
Fantastic.
And do you know why I'm having a public one?
Go on.
Because I'm going to expose them, mate. What a fucking farce it is. There's me, all these decades I've done. And there's people like this piece of shit. Have you ever seen this geezer, Bellfield?
Yeah, I've seen pictures of him.
He's got an head on him, like the Elephant Man. He's a big fat piece of shit. I've seen him in Wakefield years ago on the exercise yard. I was on one yard and he was on another. I put it right on him, didn't I? He looked like the Elephant Man. His head's 3 times bigger than it should be.
When you say put it...
He waddles along like a little penguin. As soon as you put it on him, his eyes are on the floor. And this is what these people are. They're fucking cowards.
When you say you put it on him, what did you do, Charlie?
Well, for the whole hour on the exercise, I just fucking verbaled him off, mate. I'd have liked to have slipped in there and punched his fucking head in. I said to the screws, let us in there with him, will you? Just for 5 minutes. He said, if we could, Charlie, we would, mate. Because let's have it right. Screws fucking hate them bastards and all. Screws go home at night. They got wives and children.
Yeah.
Too bloody easy for them, mate. Too easy. Back in the 60s and 70s, they used to get some serious stick. Even the screws used to give them a slap. They knew their places, mate. Eyes on the floor. Now they're walking round, wings full of them, like gangsters.
It's unbelievable, isn't it, to think how many of these...
Fucking honest. Prison there caters for them. They bend over backwards for it. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Does Bellfield get extra privileges now that he's changed his name and his religion?
Well, the reason a lot of people come into prison and turn into Muslims is because the Muslim faith believes in forgiving people. And they, protect them. Are you with me?
I am, yeah.
So a lot of people who come into prison, especially like him, they turn into a Muslim because they're being protected. It's like little gangs of fucking Muslims there.
It's crazy, mate, isn't it? Absolutely.
Well, it's insane, mate. It makes you feel ill. And that is the reason why I want to go home, mate. I've had enough of it now. Prison used to be full of proper hard geezers, proper convicts. You know, your Frankie Frasers, your Roy Shaws, your Freddie Mills. He's from up your way, Freddie.
Fred the Head, he was a good...
Proper men of respect, men of honour.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking proper. Big Georgie Wilkinson. He's from up your way and all.
Yeah.
Proper good man. Now, it's all changed, mate. It's a sad place, prison.
Full of wrong-uns.
Well, it is full of grasses and wrong-uns. 90% of the population are in prison. You know why, don't you?
Go on.
Fucking drugs.
Yeah.
Good people end up on drugs, you know. I know people that come to prison never taken a drug in their life. And when they get out, they're drug addicts. It's the way a lot of people do their bird now in prison. Drugs. Sleep it away.
Exercise has been your drug, though.
Oh, mate. Fuck, I still do smash me press-ups out. I'm 70 years old, Steve. I can still do 95 press-ups in 30 seconds.
Brilliant, mate.
I don't walk on the yard, I run on the yard. Pull-ups, dips, press-ups, sit-ups, squats. I fucking love it. When I go out on the yard, that's my hour of freedom, mate. I've got a big smile on my face. I'm happy. I'm walking out as fit as the day I come in.
Brilliant. I'm going to email...
It's good, isn't it?
It is. I'm going to email...
I'm going to live to 100, you know.
You will do as well, but you'll be on the outside.
Oh, no. I'm coming home, mate.
I'm
Stevie.
I'm going to email you some dates for a couple of months' time for a visit, mate.
Oh, nice one. But bear in mind, the visits are back on. I've gone 2 years without a visit, you know, over that COVID.
No canteen, I know.
But there's no canteen yet.
The buzzer's gone.
Visit now, but there's no canteen.